Bhanse Madhav Anand Pai once said, and I quote, "The young men of today will be the source of strength tomorrow. I always consider them to be the wealth of the country." This quote signifies that the young men of today are the pillars of tomorrow and the architect of our nation's future prosperity. Their ambition, innovation, and resilience will shape a brighter future, fueling both personal and national success. As they grow and evolve, they will become the driving force behind the country's growth and wealth. These young minds should be actively engaged, sparked, and ignited with curiosity, creativity, and a thirst for knowledge. Student of the 39th course Bachelor of Hotel Management and 14th course BSc Culinary Science, your arrival at WGSHA marks a new chapter in the story of your life. Maybe a bit different. The preceding chapters were primarily written by others, your parents, guardians, teachers, and the like. Here you are, the principal author of the next chapter. You get the opportunity to determine the direction, the plot, and the tempo of your story. Use this opportunity to learn new things, acquire new knowledge, develop new skills, and enhance your attributes. Most importantly, embrace differences. Team WGSHA congratulates each of you for choosing to study in a college with a global presence associated with an institute of eminence. Distinguished guests, principal, vice principal, faculty members, parents, and most importantly, our enthusiastic new batch of students, a very warm welcome to the Orientation Program 2024. I, Ratinder Nath Samanta, Assistant Professor, Department of Front Office, along with me,
myself Chaya K, Department of Dietetics and Applied Nutrition,
are honored to be the host for this exciting event today. As an expression of gratitude to the Almighty, let us commence this ceremony with an invocation song. I request the AV team to play the song.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Thank you, Mr. Ravindra.
Today signifies the commencement of a remarkable journey as you embark on your higher education adventure at WGSHA. This orientation program has been meticulously crafted to equip you with invaluable insights, information, and inspiration, paving the way for your academic success. WGSHA offers many exceptional programs, including undergraduate courses such as 4-year Bachelor's in Hotel Management, 4-year BSc in Culinary Science, and for those seeking advanced education, we proudly offer postgraduate courses such as the Master's in Hotel Management, MA in Indian Cuisine and Food Culture, and MSc in Dietetics and Nutrition. Each program is thoughtfully crafted to provide students with the knowledge, skills, and practical experience needed to excel in their chosen fields. We are committed to delivering excellence in education, research, and training for individuals aspiring to excel in the global hotel and hospitality sector, with a focus on extending the boundaries of student knowledge within the service industry, particularly in hotels and tourism.
As we stand on the threshold of this auspicious occasion, we invite our esteemed dignitaries to light the ceremonial lamp and offer floral tribute to the visionary founder of Manipal, Dr. Tonse Madhav Anant Pai. To mark the beginning, I kindly request our principal, Dr. Chef K. Tiru, to escort our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Mahe, Lieutenant General Dr. M.D. Venkatesh, invited alumni speakers, along with Vice Principal Dr. P. Rajshekhar to light the lamp.
I'm privileged to tell a few lines about our honorable founder, Dr. T.M.A. Pai, an Indian physician, educationist, banker, philanthropist. Most well known for building the university town in Manipal, India. He was the first to start a private, self-financing medical college offering MBBS in India. Dr. Pai established the Kasturba Medical College in 1953 and Manipal Institute of Technology in 1957, which was followed by a string of other educational institutes including Manipal College of Dental Sciences, Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and Manipal Pre-University College. He was conferred the Padma Shri by the Indian government in 1972. The Government of India brought out a stamp commemorating Dr. Pai on 9th October 1999. He has also been recognized by Ripley's Believe It or Not as the person who has established most educational institutes in his lifetime. Dr. T.M.A. Pai Hospitals, which is a unique model of public-private cooperation, has been very well successful so far and has received recognition from many quarters. Just for all of you to know, this very venue is also dedicated in his honor. I request the dignitaries to stay back for a group photograph. Yes, Asha. Could we have representatives from 39th course and 14th course BSc Culinary Science? Few, two boys and 2 girls could come in. 2 girls also could come in. Thank you, dignitaries and the students. Now, with the lamp's radiance infusing our hearts, let us move forward together, guided by the light of knowledge and the spirit of this memorable day.
As our new students begin their educational journey, who will be better to guide them than a visionary who understands the importance of innovation, persistence, and the art of transforming simple ingredients into extraordinary creations? Any guesses? Yes, it's none other than our beloved principal, Dr. Chef K. Thiru. He has been part of the WGSHA team for the past 24 years and stands as a paragon of excellence in the culinary world, adorned with numerous accolades and contribution to both academia and industry. A remarkable 33 years journey encompassing both culinary expertise and academic prowess. With 9 years of industry experience and an academic career spanning since 1999, he has established himself as a distinguished figure in the realms of hospitality and culinary education. His academic credentials are extensive, holding master's degree in science, business administration, and philosophy. He is also a doctor of philosophy in food and nutrition from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, having completed his terminal degree in 2022. His doctoral research focusing on the prevalence and assessment of antecedents of cardiovascular disease risk factors and the effect of diet and lifestyle intervention among hotel employees underscores his commitment to addressing real-world issues through scholarly inquiry. Among his prestigious recognitions are the Best Principal Award 2020, bestowed upon him at the Global Education Skills by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, an Entrepreneurship Summit Leadership Award by the International Chamber of Service Industry. In 2019, he was honored with the Outstanding Achiever Award by the Indian Federation of Culinary Association for his remarkable contribution in the field of culinary arts. Prior to that, in 2018, he received the Culinary Educator of the Year Award, jointly presented by the Epicurus Hospitality and the Telangana State Tourism, Hyderabad. Chef Thiru's global impact extends further with his involvement in the Cochrane Fellowship Program in Culinary Arts by the United States Department of Agriculture in 2016. The prestigious fellowship allowed him to engage with various food-related endeavors across different states in the US, including California, San Francisco, Alabama, Atlanta, Tennessee, and New York. At the helm of Welcome Group Graduate School of Hotel Administration, Chef Thiru had played a pivotal role in his growth and recognition. Under his leadership, WGSHA has garnered prestigious global accreditations from esteemed bodies such as World Association of Chef Societies and the Indian Federation of Culinary Association. Notably, WGSHA's accreditations by the Hotel School of Distinction, USA in 2021 solidifies its position as a premier hospitality institution, being the only school in the Asia Pacific and the 9th globally to receive such recognition. Chef Thiru's innovative spirit is evidenced by the launch of 2 groundbreaking master's programs, namely MA in Indian Cuisine and Food Culture and the Masters of Hotel Management with specialization in Revenue Management and Sales and Marketing. Moreover, his contribution to the Institute include the implementation of outcome-based education, alumni mentorship program, curriculum conclave, and initiatives like commercial restaurant and bakery operations. In addition to his leadership at WGSHA, Chef Thiru's influence extends to various academic and industrial boards, where he actively contributes to the advancement of the hospitality education. His membership in esteemed institutions and advisory roles reflect his commitment to shaping the future of hospitality industry, both domestically and internationally. It is time to the message from the principal desk. I cordially invite sir to address the gathering with your words. Let's welcome our dynamic principal, Dr. Chef K. Thiru. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ratindra. You made me nervous. Chief guest of the day, Lieutenant General Dr. M.D. Venkatesh, Vice Chancellor, Manipal Academy of Higher Education. Distinguished alumni and students and parents who gathered here, my warm greetings and good morning to each and every one of you. WGSHA always takes pride in curating whatever we do, whether it's orientation or an annual day. So whatever the achievements which read about me, I would have not achieved single-handedly. The credit goes to the team and my well-wishers. Thank you everyone for being with me and being with WGSHA. So today is a special day for 39th course BHM and 14th course Culinary Arts program. And we continued with the course which, from 2024 onwards, it will become BSc Culinary Science, but we didn't change the course sequence. So who gathered here to listen to all our alumni who's going to bring their personal journey and what challenges which they faced. On that note, first and foremost, I take this opportunity to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. M.D. Venkatesh, and he has kindly accepted to be the chief guest for this orientation. Sir, you have been inspiration for us, and you have set a benchmark for all the leadership whoever is occupying coveted position. The position doesn't matter, but always you have to be grounded and you have to have a great humility. You are a role model for us, sir. Thank you for being with us and always inspiring us. We welcome you, sir. We always take pride in presenting our alumni success story. Today, with us, Ms. Gunjan Bisarya, Corporate Housekeeper, ITC Hotels from 12th course. Gunjan, we welcome you, and finally you could make it. It's been a long attempt to get you here, and I'm happy. I would like to thank my ITC leadership team for allowing you to be part of this orientation. We welcome you, Gunjan. I would like to mention a little bit her better half, Anand Bisarya. See, WGSHA has given the partner also. He is also from the same batch. He is adjunct faculty. He teaches event management here. And we miss Anand here. Next, it's my privilege to welcome Mr. Shendu Banerji, Director, Soundboard Media, 3rd course BHM. You will get to know about Shendu when my colleagues introducing what a career from hospitality to what he's doing to in the media and so on and so forth. And we love to hear you. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Next, my friend and Mr. Akshay Kulkarni, adjunct faculty and education consultant, real estate, management consulting, whatnot, 5th course BHM. And he's been part of adjunct faculty. He's been handling many subjects. I trouble him a lot. And then we used to share a lot of, great, the classroom experience, what my students, and connecting with his, the knowledge and then his experience. It's a great honor to have you, Akshay, here. Thank you for being with us. Next, I would like to introduce Shibabrata Pakrashi, Vice President, Leasing and Operation Omax Limited, 5th course. When I reached out to him to be an alumni speaker, he said, Chef, you tell me what you want, right? And he's here. Thank you, Shibabrata, and for coming here. And we are proud and happy about your achievements. As you know that there's another speaker, 8th course, Varesh Chopra. He could not make it. He had extended the best greetings to each and every one of you. And you will soon get to see him during 4 years or 3 years of tenure. Definitely he's going to come and interact with you. With this, I wish you all the best. And I'm sure that you're going to have an amazing experience in your tenure at WGSHA. Thank you. God bless you all. Jai Hind.
I extend my heartfelt gratitude, sir, for the inspiring words and profound insights that have enlightened our minds and guided us towards a deeper comprehension of the journey ahead. Thank you, and thank you for the welcome.
It is indeed my privilege to welcome our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Lieutenant General Dr. M.D. Venkatesh. Sir assumed the role of the 7th Vice Chancellor of Manipal Academy of Higher Education on July 1st, 2020. With a distinguished career spanning 38 years in the Armed Forces Medical Services, he has left an indelible mark in medical education and practice. Graduating with distinction from Mysore Medical College in 1978, he embarked on a career highlighted by significant achievements in ENT surgery, including specialized training in cochlear implantation and neurotology. At the Armed Forces Medical College, Pune, he served in various academic roles, culminating as the Dean, and played a pivotal role in founding the Department of Medical Education Technology. Throughout his military tenure, Sir held key administrative positions including Deputy Director General and Additional Director General of Armed Forces Medical Services, as well as Commandant of AMC Center and College in Lucknow. His expertise extends beyond clinical practice. He has served as an assessor for prominent medical bodies and committees shaping healthcare policies and standards in India. Sir's contributions have been recognized with prestigious awards, including commendations from the Chief of Army Staff and the Vishisht Seva Medal from the President of India. Under his leadership, Manipal Academy of Higher Education has thrived as an institution of eminence and a deemed university. With a robust commitment to academic excellence across health sciences, engineering, humanities, arts, and sciences. He has fostered international collaborations, expanded faculty capabilities, and enhanced research infrastructure, reinforcing the Institute's stature as a leader in higher education. Sir continues to champion innovation and excellence, driving forward MAHE's mission to advance knowledge and empower future generations of scholars and professionals. Your esteemed presence is eagerly awaited as we seek your guidance and wisdom, sir. I cordially invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to share invaluable words.
Very good morning and warm greetings to everyone present here today from Manipal Academy of Higher Education, an institution of eminence deemed to be university. Distinguished alumni speakers, Chef Thiru, heads of the institutions, faculty of WGSHA, university administration, parents, and more important people, the most important people on today's orientation program, my dear students, the undergraduate students who are entering into portals of WGSHA and MAHE. I extend a very, very, very warm welcome to you all. As I stand today, this fresh batch of 2024 of undergraduate students in WGSHA join close to 13,000 more students who are entering into the portals MAHE, spanning across 4 campuses in India, 2 campuses abroad. So this is the scope and the breadth in which MAHE operates. 13,000 student admissions in one single year across 3 verticals of health sciences, technology and science, humanities and liberal arts, law and humanities. We work under the 3 verticals encompassing 25 institutions, 14 university teaching departments, more than 150 research centers, impacting currently more than 40,000 students who are on our rolls across our campuses. It all began in 1953 when our visionary founder, late Dr. Teme Pai, thought of something impossible, of establishing a first ever private medical institution in India along with a public-private partnership. People felt at that time that this is something that is literally impossible. But he took it up as a challenge. And as we say in the armed forces, nothing is impossible. Impossible only takes a little time. With his farsightedness, with his vision, with his perseverance, and more than anything else, engaging people of his community in and around Manipal, he did the impossible. He showed the way to the entire world how higher education needs to be taken across, higher professional education needs to be taken across. And today he stands as a beacon of inspiration to many such endeavors which have occurred not only within the country, but over the entire world. Today is a time to pay our reverence and homage to our late founder. His efforts were soon carried forward by his illustrious son, who is our current Chancellor, Dr. Ramdas Pai. He took Manipal, outside of Manipal, into the other parts of India and abroad. And now we are continuously led by the third generation leader, Dr. Ranjan Pai, whose futuristic vision is driving the group to the highest level at global level. What sets apart MAHE, the destination of your choice, MAHE and WGSHA in particular, is you're entering into realms of higher education which perhaps no other university in the world or in India can give you. That 360-degree holistic development of a student. With more than 400 programs spread across disciplines, you will be rubbing shoulders with your peers from across disciplines. Often institutions are unitary, especially more so the culinary arts. But here is a place where the most distinguished hospitality school in the country and perhaps one of the best in the world is co-located with some of the best highly ranked institutions in various other fields of higher education, especially professional educations. So it's a very, very unique situation that you are in. Entering into a school which perhaps marked the first ever industry-academia collaboration in a higher education situation, especially in the field of hospitality industry. Two most illustrious names, ITC and MAHE, one known for its hospitality and diversified areas of enterprise, and MAHE, the best known name in the field of education, joining hands together to create this most unique, distinguished, and globally acclaimed institution. So you are very lucky to be part of this wonderful organization, and I thank the parents and the students for making this choice. I think you have made a very, very wise choice of joining WGSHA, of joining MAHE. I'm sure the future of all of you is most secure, and perhaps your development as a human being will be most complete once you complete the education at WGSHA and MAHE. I'm extremely happy to be part of this year's undergraduate orientation function of WGSHA. I welcome all the students and the parents to MAHE family, and wish and thank all the students and parents for choosing WGSHA and MAHE for your destination, or for your study destination. I can only emphasize that MAHE has student-centric policies, and we maintain a very healthy learning environment in the campus. And with the hotels divisions of ITC Limited partnered in this college, I'm very confident that the students will get the best of knowledge, best of skills, best of mentoring you to be a global citizen at this institute. MAHE has always been a very, very student-centric and a proactive university. MAHE's recognition as an institution of eminence by the Government of India was based on our futuristic roadmap that we set for ourselves over the 15 years landscape under 5 verticals. These 5 verticals were: 1, excellence in education; next, extraordinary research; third was internationalization of the highest order; fourth, I want to emphasize this to all of you, sustainability; and fifth is our alumni engagement. I think perhaps this was the most thought-provoking kind of verticals that MAHE presented to Government of India, with over 150 auditable and verifiable matrices with roadmaps and targets set for each year to achieve. And this is where we are today in the 5th year of our Institution of Eminence. I'm very, very happy to inform all of you that with our schools, with our departments, with our researchers, the faculty and the students, MAHE has literally surpassed all the targets that were established for the 5 years period in less than 5 years. It's about doing everything that we want to do in the best possible way and never be satisfied with whatever we achieve. This is the spirit that I've been able to carry forward and perhaps reinforce the thought process to everyone in the university, that never be satisfied with wherever you have reached or whatever you have achieved. There should be a small element of dissatisfaction amongst you to drive you to the next level. The minute you're totally satisfied, your growth stops and your progress will be, that the downward trend starts. Therefore, slight level of dissatisfaction and aspirations. I have a very clear distinction between aspiration and ambition. I find aspiration a better word than an ambition. Ambition often can lead to ways that perhaps may not be ethical or otherwise to reach the place where you want to be. So to all of you young people, you have made a great choice. Why have you made this best choice? Because you have entered into a university portal which is ranked by National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF as we call it, ranked at 6th in the university level in the category. What it effectively means, all 5 people above us are public universities of unparalleled economic support and the support from the Government of India. We are the only private university we rank in the top 6, and we are the #1 private university in the multidisciplinary setup. Add to it the accomplishments of WGSHA, its accreditations, its status, having been ranked in the country consistently over the last several decades as the leading hospitality school, and the global recognition that it enjoys for its quality of service, the quality of infrastructure, quality of training facilities. More than anything else, we bask in the glory of the achievements of our alumni, who have made all of us so proud and who are going to be our mentors, who are going to be our role models. Our alumni at WGSHA have excelled in everything that they do, not necessarily only in the field of hospitality, but any other field, every other field. You have Michelin-star chefs, you have group chains of hospitals being owned and run by our alumni. We have alumni achievers who are CEOs in corporates, who have excelled themselves in industries other than culinary arts, in education, in nation building. You have got a role model in every field that you wish to look at. The biggest strength of MAHE is its alumni strength. We have more than 3 lakh alumni who are dotting the globe, who are excelling in every field, and our reputation is built on our alumni achievements. And what is most humbling to understand from the alumni is their willingness to be part of the institutional growth at every opportunity that is available to them. So therefore, my dear young students who are joining us today, you are in very august company of your alumni, and soon enough, 4 years down the line, you'll join their bandwagon. I'm sure you'll be looking at them, working with them, will be mentored by them, and you'll keep on receiving their insights into life and success in all possible times during your journey at WGSHA. I'm going to take a little more time, more than allotted by Chef Thiru, because I want to impress on a few things about professional education. You are now embarking on a professional education journey, which the most of it, or in most part of it, you will be human-to-human communication. You'll always be dealing with people. You'll always be dealing with people. Please remember that. Therefore, something that I want to emphasize upon is what is critical in professional education. There are three domains which encompass the professional education. One is the cognitive domain, which is the domain of knowledge, and you have a psychomotor domain, which is the domain of skills, which all of you need to possess in abundance to succeed. These two are not enough. Knowledge and skills will only take you to a certain level. The third domain, which is the affective domain, which is a domain of human relations, empathy, sympathy, communication skills, how you deal with people, the respect that you have for your fellow human beings, for your co-workers, for your team members. This is what that is going to determine whether you're going to succeed in your life as a great human being. And for that, the last thing I want to add would be humility. So add to all these things, the final tadka would be how humble you are, how willing you are to accept knowledge from everyone whom you come across. There's a Sanskrit saying which says, Vidya dhadati vinayam, vinayadhyati patratam, patratvam dhanamapnoti, dhanad dharmat tatas sukham. Which effectively means Vidya dhadati vinayam. Education should bring humility. Vinayam, vinayadhyati patratam. Vinayam, that means humility, will bring you ability to receive. More than you can give, it brings you ability to receive. So many people will enrich your life. Patratvam dhanamapnoti. This is this humility along with his intentions or your ability to receive will bring you money. Money and fame. And money and fame, when it is spread for the right causes, will only bring you happiness. I think this is something I want to emphasize upon this particular day, especially as you're embarking upon a journey of being a professional who will forever be involved with fellow human beings. The next important part I would like to mention about is sustainability. MAHE is absolutely focused towards helping the world in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. And you, as aspiring professionals in the field of hospitality and various other related industries, will be drivers to attaining the sustainability. We need to care for our future. We need to care for our environment. We need to care for how are we taking this world forward and where are we going to leave this world for the future generations. You're already a future generation. You must think of your future generation. And therefore, in its quest for being a prominent player in the field of sustainability, I'm very happy to state that amongst the 17 sustainability goals which have been prescribed by the World Health Organization, the United Nations, to be achieved every country across the world by 2030, a very, very lofty ideal, MAHE is playing its own role. We have an international sustainability ranking of universities by Times Higher Education. In the year that went by, you'll be very happy to know that MAHE is ranked in the top 100 in 3 of the sustainability goals. One, quality in gender equity. I can see a lot of women around here. You'll be very happy to enter into a university which cares for women, which supports women, which empowers women. And I'm very happy to say that we are ranked number 15 in the world for gender equity amongst more than 1,800 universities. It does not end there. MAHE is very proud that 46% of our faculty are women and 62% of non-teaching staff are women. And more than 50% when you put across the entire student community of more than 40,000 students on campus, more than 50% of them are women. This is where is our commitment to empowering women and bringing in equity in everything that we do. Next important ranking is we are ranked 52 in the world for quality education. I think this is something that we are very, very proud of, that we have set very lofty standards for ourselves, and we continue to reach those standards and provide this quality education to all the students who enter into the portals of MAHE, and in particular, WGSHA. The third important point is about wellness. Wellness and health, we are ranked 75th in the world. Why I'm saying all these things are, it is very, very important to the profession that you are entering into. These 3 sustainable development goals, along with it add responsible consumption, should form the basis for the way ahead. Your thoughts about making this world sustainable must begin from today, from now. And our institution at WGSHA and MAHE will support you to the fullest. The other important factor that I want to give you is our emphasis or our endeavor to be a net zero by 2037. We are committed to be a university which is fully sustainable and net zero by 2037. Today, 75% of our energy that we consume in the universities comes from a green source. And every drop of water is recycled and used for other purposes. We are highly focused on our university, green university campus. 70% of our land that we own in the university is green. In addition, every building that we have built from the last 5 years is a green building. That means it is sustainable, self-sustainable. Not only in Manipal, but also in our campuses at Mangalore, at Bangalore, at Jamshedpur. We are highly committed to environment and sustainability. This is something that I want you people to carry forward. You are entering into an institution which I mentioned, it as a very unique institution. From the inception, it has got industry-academia collaboration. The 2 great minds, led Sri Daneshwar of ITC and our Chancellor, Dr. Andap Pai, sat across and decided that this time that we started a world-class institution in collaboration with industry and academia. And the result of that is where we stand today, and where we are welcoming you to the portals of WGSHA. In the last couple of years, we have made very large investments into WGSHA, creating perhaps the largest academic space that any culinary school can aspire for in the world. This is where your entire 4 years you will be spending. Truly world-class academic space, your, the laboratory space, I would call it, your training space. Literally everything that any culinary school in the world would aspire for has been there under the guidance of our visionary Dr. Chef Thiru, who takes so much interest in everything that we do, along with his wonderful team, totally committed faculty of WGSHA. So this is something that you should be proud of. I only request you to please take care of the property or the asset that we have built for you. It is yours now, and all of you need to be conscious and take care of that. The biggest asset or the biggest opportunity for all of you is you will be studying alongside the disciplines which are not necessarily only related to your field. Therefore, you have opportunities to learn from others. I always continues to believe and say that you get 25% of your education from your teachers, 25% is your own intelligence, 25% of your education will come from your peers. Therefore, it is very, very critical to have extraordinary circumstances under you learn alongside or with your peers. You will contribute to the learning of your own fellow colleagues, but also you will learn a lot more from them. And of course, the other point I would emphasize would be that 25% of your education is only complete when you finally end your life on this earth. Therefore, the quest for lifelong learning must never cease. That fire within you must continue to burn. Today, as I welcome you all to the portals of MAHE and WGSHA, I am very happy to find the eminent alumni speakers being present on this occasion to inspire and motivate you. Ms. Gunjan Bisarya, Mr. Shendu Banerji, Mr. Akshay Kulkarni, and Mr. Shibabrata Pakrashi. Thank you, sirs and madam, for accepting our invitation to be present here today. Your presence makes a lot of difference to WGSHA and MAHE, but I'm sure you'll be highly inspirational to the students who are waiting to listen to you. Once again, I extend my warm greetings and special thanks to the parents of MAHE alumni who have brought your son or daughter to study here. This reflects the spirit of Manipal and your continuous love and affection to your college and the university. To all the parents and the newly admitted students, I have my heartfelt gratitude for choosing Manipal and WGSHA as your destination for education. As a Vice Chancellor of MAHE, I commit that your ward or son or a daughter is going to receive the highest quality of education and the highest quality of student experience, which is going to be at the disposal of your children. MAHE prides itself in providing the global experience to our students while studying in India. So this is our commitment. And to the students who have entered, you're coming from school education or pre-university education into higher education, it brings you a fair amount of independence, but I want this independence to be used not irresponsibly, but in a very responsible way. We would expect a lot of you to engage in all responsible activities. And there are distractions in and around Manipal. Having been the only university town in the country, there's a fair amount of distraction. It's all how you deal with yourself, how you deal with the distractions, how you want to cultivate healthy habits, how you want to keep your body and mind healthy by engaging in sporting activities or those activities which are dear to your heart other than academics only. MAHE has everything for you. We offer more than 400 elective courses spreading across Ekshagana to robotics and rocketry. Therefore, you have so much more to learn other than your own core subjects in your own discipline. So make the best use of the world-class facilities of MAHE, but do it responsibly. To the parents, your ward and daughter and son are very safe in our campus, but I would request you, it is the first 6 months of campus life when the students move away from home to the campus. They need a little more special care. Stay connected with your child, not necessarily in an overbearing manner, but from a distance. Please try and understand what they're doing, how they're doing. I think this will help them and the university to keep them safe, keep them happy, and guide them in the right direction. So I wish all the students the very best in your learning journey, and I wish all the parents and the students who have joined the mighty family of Manipal to welcome to the Manipal family and welcome to the Manipal way of life. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. It's been a privilege to experience the depth of wisdom that can only come from a life dedicated to excellence. Your insights and unwavering encouragement will continue to inspire us to achieve greater heights. We are deeply grateful for your presence and the consistent support you have given to WGSHA. Thank you, sir. It is believed that effective engagement with alumni leads to improvement in the academic research and employer reputation of MAHE globally. 4 of our beloved alumni from 3rd, 5th, and 12th course Bachelor of Hotel Management have kindly accepted to be part of this orientation program. We are proud to have them today with us to share their thoughts and path to success. We are privileged to introduce distinguished alumni speakers who will offer invaluable insights. It is our pleasure to invite our faculty member, Ms. Anusha Pai from Housekeeping Department to introduce our first distinguished alumni speaker, Ms. Gunjan Bisarya.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct honor and privilege to introduce an exemplary professional and an inspiring figure in the hospitality industry, Ms. Gunjan Bisarya. Ms. Bisarya serves as the corporate housekeeper at the ITC hotels, a role she has excelled in with remarkable dedication and expertise. A proud graduate of WGSHA, class of 2001, she embarked on her illustrious career as a management trainee at the ITC WMI from 2001 to 2003. This foundational experience set the stage for a career marked by continuous growth and significant achievements. Starting her professional journey in 2003 as an assistant housekeeping manager, Ms. Bisarya has enriched her experience across various prestigious ITC hotel properties in New Delhi and Hyderabad over a span of 12.5 years. Her unwavering commitment and exceptional skills saw her advance to the role of executive housekeeper in 2015. Today, she holds the esteemed position at the ITC Green Center, the corporate office of ITC Hotels in Gurgaon, Haryana. With an impressive 18 years of experience, Ms. Bisarya has proven herself to be a dependable and proficient housekeeper, maintaining hotel standards with an unwavering commitment to excellence. In her current role, she is responsible for the overall upkeep of housekeeping processes across all ITC hotels, including Luxury Collection, Sheraton Hotels, Welcome Hotels, Mementos, and Story, ensuring that luxury brand initiatives are standardized and implemented throughout the chain. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Ms. Bisarya has received numerous recognitions for her contributions to the industry. Recently, she was honored as one of the women achievers at the IHC IIHM International Hospitality Day Awards, Mumbai chapter in July 2024. Ms. Bisarya is also a devoted family person. Married for 20 years, she and her husband, an ex-hotelier, also an alumni of WGSHA, now in travel and event management business, are blessed with 2 wonderful children. Please join me in welcoming the remarkable Ms. Gunjan Bisarya.
Thank you, Anusha. Thank you very much. I didn't know myself so well. I wouldn't make it very boring, but yes, I was just questioned on my first slide. Is this my first slide or the last one? And yes, this is my first slide. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you very much for what I am today. I'm very proud of being here. Thank you, Chef Thiru, for calling me, addressing kids, students of WGSHA, where I was there some time back. I'm totally delighted to be here, nostalgic through the roads when I was coming, meeting so many faculty members. I have no words, really. And I completely cherish all the memories that I have taken from here. Mine was the first 4-year batch of hotel management graduate students. The year that the industry did not have any WGSHA graduates was mine. So I'm sorry if I'm being a little nostalgic. I'm sure you can make it out on my tone. But yes, I'm very, very happy to be here. I want to touch upon the life comes full circle. I have just last 48 years dropped my son to college, and now I'm here inspiring you people to join a hotel management course, and you are the future of hospitality. My journey also started just like you in 1997. I joined the hotel management course. It was a 4-year course, like I just mentioned. Well, all right. Throughout the course, we had a lot of fun, studies, campus life, independence, like doctors mentioned. So yes, and it was all our willpower of what to choose, what not to, how to go about things. When I talk about my journey, I also started with a housekeeping management trainee course, picked up from the campus. There were a lot of campus recruitments, lot of colleges, lot of institutes that came in. I was lucky to get into an ITC group management course itself, and that was 2001 till 2003. I got a complete exposure at ITC Maurya, Sheraton New Delhi, as well as, can I close this? And ITC Sonar, that was an upcoming hotel at that time. That was 2002, it was opening. I got posted at ITC Kakatiya, that's in Hyderabad, in 2003. For 2 years, I served there, and then I was picked up for ITC Maurya as a deputy housekeeper, where I served for almost 10 years. And this was the time when my passion towards hospitality came and became true to me, because this hotel gave me platform to serve the dignitaries, serve the every possible guest was a god over there, treated, personalization, and I'm a housekeeper by profession. So I could get into the personal spaces of guests, that is the guest room, where I could see how they live, how they carry their stuff, how they are staying, how they actually believe to be there in their own free. I got a break as an executive housekeeper at Sheraton New Delhi, and I returned back to ITC Maurya in about 3 years. And here today I stand as a corporate housekeeper for ITC Hotels. I have about 140 hotels under me with 13,000 keys is what I'm handling. So here I probably do a lot of process checks, visit a lot of hotels, encourage a lot of students. I am a member of, lifetime member of a housekeepers association, with Anusha being part of it, one of your faculties, sorry. So we generally go and discuss with yuvas of hospitality to, how their future and how hospitality needs them. And that brings me to the question, why are we here? Anyone would like to take that? Why are we here? Okay, so let me tell you, hospitality, may each and every one of you deserve to be here. This college, like Doctor mentioned, and we all know, is ranked among the top hotel management schools of the world. Each and every one of you believe in yourself. You are the future of hospitality. What do we expect from here? Global network, as it was already mentioned, that wherever you go, there is a work site, be it retail, be it hotels, be it anywhere. you will find a workshite over there. A professional degree, we are all here for one. Learnings, every day is a learning, every experience is a learning, every moment is a learning. And of course, internships is what the college will get you into. What you learn on the field, when you're in a hotel management background, of course, you will have some core departments to go through, and yes, there'll be a lot of learning there also. It's, again, up to you how you train or how you learn every step of it. Well, I'll bring my presentation to my department, housekeeping, which I'm passionate about, and I'll talk a little bit about it. The perception of housekeeping, which is general cleaning, making beds, vacuuming, dusting, delivery of guest amenities. But let me tell you, this was all as was. Now, it is hygiene and disinfection, being resourceful, personalization, maintaining costs, interior designing, setting trends for new products, and going sustainable. When we talk about opportunities, we are everywhere. Hotels, educational institutes, residential companies, movie theaters, hospitals, airlines, airports, facility managements, malls, everywhere. And housekeepers, very proudly I mention, is a wholesome person who is a team leader. She leads a team, a planner, an educator, a controller manages finances, a manager, we excel in revenue as well, an officer, complete process-oriented people, a disciplinary. And I want to simply end by saying, without commitment, you will never start. And more importantly, without consistency, you will never finish. Please keep learning and keep growing. Good luck.
Thank you, madam, for sharing your incredible journey with us. It has deeply resonated with our aspiring students, adding significant meaning to their aspirations. Madam highlighted about her journey from being a student to a management trainee up until today, how she has reached the corporate housekeeper, as well as a plethora of other achievements is proof of what one can achieve with dedication, hard work, and resilience. Ma'am very well highlighted upon what could be the roles as a housekeeper, and it's just not the role that you assume you will have, but there is a lot more to the role of a housekeeper and how responsible this role for you will be. So I'm sure her words has inspired all of you a lot. Thank you once again, madam. We have a short surprise for all of you. Kindly wait. Vaksha is proud of its extensive alumni network. Vaksha has had numerous individuals who have excelled and gained global recognition for their remarkable accomplishments. Among these exceptional alumni is a renowned chef Vikas Khanna, an award-winning Michelin-starred Indian celebrity chef, restaurateur, food writer, filmmaker, humanitarian, and host of the TV show Master Chef of India, and a distinguished alumnus of the 6th course BHM. His achievements speak volumes and require no formal introduction. The successful launch of Bungalow is another recent triumph. Located in bustling New York City, Bungalow Restaurant offers a sophisticated dining experience renowned for its elegant ambience and exceptional cuisine. From delectable brunch options to exquisite dinner selections, each dish at Bungalow is crafted with precision and care, showcasing a blend of local flavors and global influences. The restaurant's inviting atmosphere and attentive service create the perfect setting for both casual outings and special occasions, making Bungalow a favorite among discerning diners seeking a memorable culinary experience in the heart of Manhattan. Chef Vikas Khanna is here, and I humbly request our principal to take this forward.
Good morning, Chef. Can you hear me? We can't hear you.
यहाँ पे तो ऑन है शेफ.
Okay. Right, Chef. Thank you for joining us. I know it's midnight or early morning, 1:15 now. Thank you. I know you've been busy and I reached out, and as usual, you never say no to us. And today we are gathered here for 39th course BHM and 14th course Culinary Arts program. The parents and students are here. And also our distinguished alumnus, Akshay Kulkarni and Shibabrata and Shendu and Gunjan Bisarya. All of us are here, and please go ahead, and the floor is open to you.
Thank you everyone. Congratulations and welcome to the WGSHA family. I know there's a lot of anxiety right now. Future, the course, the next steps. Parents have anxiety, the students have anxiety. But I do feel that there has been such a big success path for many alumni, which tell you that it's totally achievable. Just a few years ago, it seemed to be like a most distant dream for Indian chefs to be on such a big platform globally. And I think it's all because of support of Chef Thiru, Principal Paro, Dr. Pai, and the entire college faculty. I have been very blessed. मुझे लगता है कि as an artist, as a chef, as a restaurateur, entrepreneur, there's one thing which we have to say right now is that this is the time for India. I'm not saying this because I'm speaking to you, but this is the time for India. We as artists, as chefs, our cuisine has been suppressed and oppressed for so many decades on global platforms. Maybe sometimes I don't have the confidence. मेरे पास confidence नहीं था कि will I be able to push this cart so far. But अब मुझे लगता है it is just the global shift happening towards India. And you guys are lucky right now with such major opportunities, bigger spectrum to learn, especially because you have internet, you guys can travel. You're coming from much wealthier status than where we came from. So I feel it's our time to take it much further ahead. Bungalow is also my last restaurant. So I've been doing this for 40 years. And by the time I finish Bungalow, I'll be in my 60s. So I want to give way to the next ones. Of course, I'll be investing in new Indian chefs. And that is my patriotism. My form of patriotism is getting people a taste of India in the plate. That's my form of patriotism. मुझे और कुछ review वगैरह सब कुछ, there's no more craving. In almost in a way, I don't have hunger anymore because I see you people now excelling. I feel that this is going to be a huge new step for you guys. क्योंकि अब आपके पास options बहुत है. You can actually survive as a writer, as a food production, as television directors, as chefs, as hosts, as restaurateurs, as entrepreneurs, anything. आपके लिए इतने ज़्यादा दरवाजे खुले हैं. हमारे टाइम पे कोई दरवाज़ा नहीं, घर का दरवाज़ा भी नहीं खुला था, because everybody was kind of embarrassed of what we did. So now it's a big moment, you sitting with your parents. That's iconic, emotional for me like every year. I wish you only the best. And I just want to let you know that it's a hard journey. It's a very hard journey. But imagine only now the chefs are representing the country more than any other artists. Imagine that now, that how much things have changed, that every time we have the Prime Minister traveling to America or we have the world dignitaries, the way India has to get to their heart is through the food. And you people will be in the forefront in few years of that. So congratulations, you're already on the first step of the journey. You are becoming the ambassadors of the entire country, not just for your last names, your families, your cities, but for the whole country. I wish you all the best and lots of love. Any questions? Please.
Yes, sir. My name is Sahil. My
Hi, sir.
main question would be that what would be the additional things that we should focus on in the 3 years?
So, my everything what you see of me, what I've become, was not just based on the college education. It was so much based on around the college. The reason I became such a different persona was because I did not stop learning. From Udupi to Mangalore to Bangalore to Chennai to I was going everywhere learning. Of course, you guys have benefit now with internet, but at our time, that curiosity was everything. You must have known by now how many chefs I must have hired till now, right? हजारों की गिनती में आए. But the moment somebody walks into the kitchen, I can tell कि कितना दूर जाएगा. Just because I feel they have the curiosity, and I hate the word talent. It's overrated, over abused word. I love the word devotion. I love the word devotion. जिसके पास भक्ति है उसकी सर्व शक्ति है.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Stay curious, just keep learning, and you have some of the best faculty in the world right now.
Yeah. Thank
Good
you
luck,
so
Sahil.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other students, parents, anyone would like to ask question? Hey, yeah, ma'am. Please come.
Hi, Chef. It's an honor
Hi.
to speak to you. I've been a big fan forever since of you and your mom, Binduji. I follow all your pages. My elder son studied out of Vaksha, and he got an fortunate opportunity to be with you and Binduji for a while, maybe for 3-4 days when you were here, Nidan Singh Bhandari.
Of course, I know.
I just one request. Since you inspire me in all ways, being a son, being a great hotelier and a chef, just one word or a line for the new batch that would inspire them the most. That's just a request, that if you could just say a sentence out of your own experience, that could build lots of motivation on day one.
It's a universal law that only few of you will rise to the top. Many of you would not. The reason is just one word I said earlier, devotion. Even today, I'm 53. I am in the restaurant, in the kitchen, from morning to the closing table. So a lot of people think that we need to open big restaurants, we need to do this. I just tell you one thing to everybody who's seen me walk this road alone, all alone. I'm a totally self-made man. The restaurant should not be big. The restaurant should be deep. So whatever you're planning, don't think about the largeness of it. Think about the depth of it.
So
I know this sounds very superficial right now. जर्नी स्टार्ट हो रही है नहीं. मैं यही बोलूँगा कि बड़ा सोचो, बिल्कुल सोचो, पर गहरा भी सोचो.
So you mean one word, devotion, that keeps you in the hot kitchen 24/7.
Yes. And I love it.
Thank you so
I
much.
still enjoy it. Imagine I still enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, ji, all the very best.
Hello, Chef.
Hey, namaskar ji.
I'm a big fan of yours. I follow your page. I follow all the YouTube videos, all your interviews. I really wanted to be a chef, but somehow I didn't score good marks and I couldn't get into it. But I'm happy that my son is following my dream, and you are an idol for me. I was so happy when I saw you on the screen, I'll tell you. And I'm always, whenever I get any new video of yours, I keep sharing it with my son. I said, that's what Vikas Khanna is, and you have to be like him. So I'm really proud that you're an alumni of WGSHA, and I'm so thankful that you're here today. And you have inspired me, my husband and my son, and keep inspiring us. Thank you so much, and love you for the humanitarian work that you carry forward. And I know your mother has gone through a lot, and you know what your life has been. It was so tough to take a decision at this time, and when hotel management was not, it was not that good career for everyone. So the same thing I had trouble that they were not accepting that I should be into hotel management. No, it's not good for girls. It's not good for ladies. So I'm so happy my son is here and you're here to inspire him. Thank you so much, Vikas Khanna.
Sending you lots of love.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause. On the true WGSHA style, we'll raise and give them please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chef. Thank you. Good night.
We hope the surprise really made your day. So we deeply appreciate Chef's inspiring and deep words. I'm sure that the young minds watching you have unquestionably selected you as their role model. We will now take a short break for refreshments. Please remain seated. It's a kind request that until the refreshments are served, you remain seated and then you can take a break. So the WGSHA team will serve the refreshments at your place, and also exams are being, there is examinations going on in 2 floors, the first and the second floor, and I request you maintain the decorum and the discipline. Please avoid gathering around the washrooms and also try and maintain silence throughout the building. Thank you. Please remain seated.
For tea? Yeah. Yeah. ನಿಮಗೆ ಜ್ಯೂಸೇ ಕೊಡ ಚಾ ಬೇಡ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋ ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕುಡಿಯುವ
Oh, come on, politics. Banquet से drinks चोरी करना.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ ಹೋದ್ರು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಮೋಹಿತ್ ಹೋದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಕಷ್ಟ
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬೇಕಾ ಬಸ್ ನಿಂಗೆ ಕೇಕ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ ಗಂಟೆ ಅವು ಎರಡಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ ನಿಂಗೆ ಕೇಕ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಿತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಬೆಷ್ಟೇ ವಿವೇಕ್ ಬಸ್ಗೇನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಒಂದುಂಟು ಕಾಯಿ ಪವನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಬಂಡೆ ಆರು ಗೆತ್ತಣ್ಣ ಅಂತ ವಿವೇಕ್ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಗೆತ್ತಣ್ಣ ಮಗ ಕಾಯಿಲಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ 2 ಜನ ಒಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ ఉండదు ಆ ಇಂಕ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹಾಕೊಂಡೆ ಪನ್ನಿ ಏನು ಇತ್ತಣ್ಣ ಒದತ್ತು ಇಂಕಂದತ್ತು ಯಾಯಿ ಪವನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಬಂಡೈತೆ ಆ ಬಣ್ಣ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಂಡೆ ಆಗಲೇ ಶಿಫ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಣ್ಣ ఉండదు ಹೌದಾ ಮೈಸೂರು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತು
Dear parents and students, coffee and tea is served outside at the corridor at the last row. If you're looking for tea and coffee, it is just served outside at the corridor at the last row. Thank you. I'll request everyone to settle down. We will commence shortly. I will request everyone to settle down. We will commence shortly.
Kindly request the parents and students to settle down. We need to commence shortly.
I will request parents and students to be seated. I'm not sure. I will request everyone to be seated at the back. We'll request everyone to settle down. We will commence shortly. I will request everyone to settle down. We'll start. Welcome back to the session. I will request everyone to settle down. We will start. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your refreshment. As we move forward with our orientation program, I would like to call upon our Vice Principal, Dr. P. Rajshekhar, to introduce the next illustrious alumni speaker, Mr. Shendu Banerji. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ratinder. A very good morning to one and all present here. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce Mr. Shendu Banerji. He's an alumnus of WGSHA third course, 88-99 batch. He's a veteran of film FM radio in India, having launched Red FM in Delhi, followed by a dozen more across India. Founder and director at Soundboard Media Private Limited, he has mandated SMPL to take radio forward into its digital avatar. Producer and host of Vikas and BBC awarded podcast on motorcycling, he is immersed in the world of audio and content creation through podcasts. He has recently started India's first radio club at the Tagore International School, Delhi, pushing the envelope of public speaking and debating societies. Shendu is a proud father of 2 college-going daughters and considers his wife as his true soundboard. He strongly believes that the future is sound. Yesterday we had an opportunity to saw a small clipping in which he acted in one movie called October. It was wonderful to see that. Thank you and most welcome, Mr. Shendu, and we would like to have you on the stage. Thank you.
I can operate with this, right? So how do you play if you have to play? This is forward, this is back. No, I'm good with this. I can use this also, right? Yes. Thank you. Yep. Good morning, everybody. My name is Shendu Banerji, and that is a mouthful where I come from. I live in New Delhi. You know, just to say the word Shendu Banerji is quite a mouthful. But then we have Chef Thiru, and if you know his full name, if he has a nameplate, it goes all the way around till it comes back. Thank you so much, Chef, for having us here. To your, you know what, I wish our chief guest was here, because one of the things, I come from the world of FM radio, and I was a little worried about my voice, but you know, our chief guest is an ENT surgeon, so I was hoping he'd stay. So if I lose my voice, if any one of you is, you know, from ENT, please help me out. Thank you so much for having me here. Akshay, Gunjan, Shubhajit. It's great to meet you guys. Gunjan, first time meeting you. Great to meet you. Great to be back here. I can't believe I'm here. It's been a dream to come back. I was here last time in 2012. And it's 12 years later, everything's changed. I've got a story for you. We'll do a little back and forth. Okay, so anyone knows what this is? This is Mumbai. You know, before that, students, welcome to WGSHA, the new batch, and your parents, your guardians, whoever are here. I should be sitting with you in the audience, because earlier in the month, I was dropping my daughter off at St. Xavier's, Mumbai. She's doing mass comm and journalism there. And as soon as we finished the admission process, my daughter said, Baba, let's go to the beach. I said, the beach? It's hot. You know, it's humid. There are no trees. And she said, no, I want to go there. So I said, okay. You know, we're going to be faced with an empty nest situation. So might as well agree. So I went with her, and while I was standing on the beach, I realized that about 36, 37 years ago, or maybe a little more, that's the Malpe beach. My father had come to drop me here at WGSHA, and just as we finished this, which I did not really want to sit around and sign papers and whatever, I said, can we go to the beach? And my dad agreed, and we went to Malpe. It's a fantastic beach. It's a lot cleaner than Mumbai is. So if you get the opportunity, go and check this beach out. I spent a lot of the time on the beach. Didn't spend much time in college. I'll confess to that. But I had fun in college. I'm very happy to hear from the chief guest today that more than 50% of the students are women. In my batch, we had 30 boys and 6 girls. You can imagine the kind of attention they got. So my father used to work for the Tata Main Hospital in Jamshedpur. I come from Jamshedpur. My sister and I had very good, got ourselves a very good education at the Loyola High School, where you had to wear a tie, you had to wear formal uniform, shoes, black socks. So it wasn't completely out of the ordinary for me to come to WGSHA. It was a little intimidating because, you know, in Jamshedpur we didn't have a 5-star hotel. Leave alone a 5-star hotel, we didn't have a 1-star hotel, you know. So we had no idea what a 5-star hotel was back in '88, okay? I'm from the 3rd course, a little bit of a fossil, but I came to Manipal and had no clue about what happens in a hotel. But I knew one thing, and that was how to tie a tie. And I was pretty useful in the first couple of weeks. I made a lot of friends who didn't know how to tie a tie. So I don't like waking up in the morning, but they'd wake me up in the morning because I had tie bande. That's how I used to wake up. I did that, earned myself a lot of friends. Yeah, that's me pointing. Okay, here we have a guy called Ashish Lal Sethi. He heads Bajaj insurance business. Then we have Neil George. You can Google these names. These guys are all rock stars. Then you have Chef Ashfaq Qureshi. You've heard of Imtiaz Qureshi? That's his son. That's Krish. Prasanjit Singh himself is a restaurateur going around the globe setting up restaurants, and that's me. We'll talk a little bit about me a little later. But so Manipal was very interesting. College was very interesting. Okay, we'll get to this a little later. But what happened was one day I was sitting at the dinner table and my phone rang and I picked it up. And a good old friend of mine, his name is Ronnie Lahiri, and he makes these movies, Bollywood movies, like Piku and Vicky Donor and I don't know, a couple more. Madras Cafe, I think Udham Singh also. Anyway, so he called me up and he said, hey Shandy, एक रोल है, होटल मैनेजर का रोल है, तू करेगा? So I was like, क्या बात कर रहा है? Like in a Bollywood movie? So he said, yes. I said, sure, done deal. So that's the story behind me working in the blink and miss it 1-minute cameo that I was on stage. My 50 seconds or 57 seconds of fame. But you will notice one thing. You know, I stopped wearing ties and suits about a decade back. And he called me up some 7-8 years back saying, would you like to act in the movie? And the problem was I had given up wearing a suit and a tie, and I didn't have one. I had an old one, a suit, and I had been traveling to Kerala, setting up radio stations for 2 years, and put on a big paunch. The food in Kerala is so good. And I had to fit into that suit. So a lot of people say I acted very well in the clip, but I tell you this, notice how uncomfortable I am in the suit, and maybe that's why people think it was a great role. That's Shujit Sarkar and Ronnie Lahiri. So I call this Varun Dhawan's first movie with me. Here's a clip from the movie. You might need to turn the volume on a little bit because I'm not audible in this clip much. Find it, there we go.
एक बार एक होटल से एक गेस्ट की रॉलेक्स की घड़ी चोरी हुई। फ्रंट डेस्क वाले ने अपने खुद के पैसे से होटल की इज्जत रखने के लिए खरीद के लाके दी उसे रॉलेक्स। खरीद सकते हो रॉलेक्स? फ्रंट डेस्क।
सर लेकिन मैं मक्खी मच्छर मारने तो नहीं आया हूँ ना। सर लॉन्ड्री करवा रहे मुझसे, सारे कॉरिडोर मैंने साफ किए सर। सर प्लीज सर, वो अस्ताना ना गेम खेल रहे हैं, पॉलिटिक्स लगा रहे हैं हम बीच में।
कम ऑन पॉलिटिक्स, बैंक्वेट से ड्रिंक्स चोरी करना पॉलिटिक्स नहीं होता है। नाउ लीव।
सर 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 वो 30th को मेरे पेरेंट्स का एनिवर्सरी है, छुट्टी चाहिए।
31st, you should know better. The hotel runs on full occupancy. And what are you doing here? Jao, go get yourself a haircut.
सर सिल्वर जुबली है।
No.
Yeah. So let's start with WGSHA. So you know where I am. The gentleman behind me is the greatest guy I have had in this industry. His name is Sundaresh Prasad. Mr. Prasad unfortunately passed away in the late 90s. But with him, we had so much fun. And I'm happy to see Chef Thiru continuing that vibe, you know. The vibe is very important. I'll tell you something that I shouldn't be telling you, but this is what happened. So we were in the boys' hostel. Things happen. Movies come in. And this time we got reported by the warden to the principal. He said, I can't handle this now, it's going up to the principal. So we were really scared now. We're probably going to get thrown out. I don't know who played this, but they played it very well. The principal asked his wife to speak with us. Now we were in trouble. So she said, okay, so which movie were you seeing? I don't know what the movie was. This is back in the 80s, so you can imagine. Whatever, it was something, and she said, "Are, that stupid stuff, watch this." So that's the kind of principle, and you know, we almost had a mother and father here, you know. We were having fun. College was actually fun for us. And I'm so happy. Congratulations, Thiruji. You're continuing the same vibe. I see a certain kind of lightness that is there in the, and I must congratulate the entire faculty, the staff that you have here, the assistants that you have. I love the vibe, and I hope this goes on, and I know very well it will, and it'll go from strength to strength. But unfortunately, I did not make it through to the management trainee programs at the Taj or the Welcome Group, which was our aspiration. We all wanted to be management trainees. I think I spent too much time on the beach, I guess. So yeah, I didn't make it. But here's the thing. Mr. Sundaresh Prasad, before he became the principal here, was the last general manager of Drug Hotel in Bhutan, the Royal Kingdom of Bhutan. He was the general manager in Phunsholing. And they advertised for an assistant manager's job. And I applied. Surprise, I got through. And that's a big break for somebody coming out of college to be number 2 in a hotel group. I couldn't believe my story. They took me in. I went there, but before I went there, I spoke to Mr. Prasad and I asked him, do you think I'm doing the right thing? And he said, Shendu, know one thing, is that the kind of skills and the kind of knowledge you've got from WGSHA, those guys in Bhutan are going to love it. You'll be a big help to the people there. You'll be able to train staff. They need the staff. They need the leadership. So I went there, and truly it was an eye-opener. It was a fantastic place. Sometimes when the generator doesn't work, you call up engineering and say, why isn't the generator on? Here the engineering would call me and say, sir, generator on nahi ho raha hai. So then you go roll up your sleeves and crank it. You know, done that also. But thanks to WGSHA, it gave me the ability to take on any situation and be prepared to deal with anything on a war footing, which means you got to do it, that's it. And you got to come out looking good doing it. That is the hotel. The Druk Hotel, Thimphu, Bhutan. This is right in the middle of the, you can call it a town. Really is not a city. The center of town, that's the clock tower. Amazing place. You could walk on the streets and suddenly meet a Kustak or a Bernardo Bertolucci or a Keanu Reeves or even Mick Jagger, Jerry Hall. You know why? Because this place is rated, used to be rated in places like the Harper's Bazaar as one of the most exotic places in the world. No one recognizes a Mick Jagger on the streets there. And they feel good being there. So those are the kind of people that used to be there. Those are the kind of people one used to get to meet as guests. They were having a lot of fun. That's one thing I realized, is that anyone who came to our hotel, I was always on the wrong side of the desk. Because I wanted to be on that side of the desk. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to go trekking. I wanted to go horse riding. I wanted to go fishing. I wanted to do everything that they were doing. But I was stuck on this side of the desk. And like Dr. Venkatesh said earlier today, you got to be dissatisfied at some level, sometime. And boy, was I dissatisfied. I just wanted to get on the other side of that desk. But all good stories come to an end. And my career, my journey in hotels came to an abrupt end. This is a story I've not shared with anyone in the public space. This is the first time I'm doing it, so bear with me if I'm a little nervous. My life went from all of that to blank, zero. You know why? Because I was in love. Yeah. I was trying to run a long-distance relationship, and it was gradually going downhill. Okay? And when it actually hit the rock bottom, I said, forget it. Here's my career, here's my job, I'm going to Delhi. I'm going to fix this. So I dumped everything and I went to Delhi. Of course it didn't work out. Long story short, it did not work out. These were the darkest days of my life. Absolutely the most, how should I say? I'm stumped for words here, but darkness was all around. I had lost confidence in myself. Probably a lot of self-esteem was just gone. I didn't know whether I was who I was. I didn't know much about life. I don't know what was going to happen. My parents had spent a considerable amount of money to put me here. I couldn't afford to let them down. And at the same time, I didn't know what to do with my life. But thankfully, I had a friend, again from my batch, And she called me up and she said, Shandy, why don't you come and join us for a cup of tea in the evening? My brother-in-law is conducting something called the Landmark Forum. And why don't you come and be part of it? I said, okay, I get free tea. So I went over and had a chat with him. And he invited me to this course called the Landmark Forum. It's about a week, it's a weekend actually. And it changed my life completely. Completely. I got to take myself apart, my life apart, my timeline in life apart, my whole identity apart, and slowly put it back. I started getting into a conversation with myself of who I am and what was wrong with who I thought I was. This is very important. It was very important for me, but I think a breakdown is a great opportunity, a great inflection point, if you may, in your life to take on the next stage. And after a lot of soul searching and I also found my soundboard there, my wife. She didn't become my wife immediately. I mean, she was my group leader. Can I have some water? Thank you. So with a little help from her, we kind of put together our lives. She was, thank you. She was truly my soundboard. And I took on a new challenge, a new identity. And I said that, you know what, I really want to have fun. And I've not been having fun, and I really want to have fun. So that's it. I said, I want to do something. And I went to All India Radio, and I said, I'm going to become a radio jockey. And surprise, I got through. In 1988, All India Radio FM New Delhi, I got through. They took me in. For 6.5 years, I learned and taught myself radio. I did not know anything about radio other than I was a good listener. But then they took me in. They gave me an opportunity to host some of the shows there. I did fairly well, rose to the top. 6.5 years is a long time. But after 6.5 years, the government suddenly woke up and said that, hey, there's something called FM radio. And all of India said, yes, let's do this. And I thankfully got hired to launch Red FM New Delhi as their first programming director. So that guy who was completely broken, beat down, down with very low self-esteem, just kept on pushing the envelope forward. And, that's what he said. It's all about dedication. It's all about commitment. It's all about working like an ass, Just keep going. And I did that, and I got through. But then, again, big stories, long stories come to an abrupt end. So I set up Red FM in New Delhi and then went around the country setting up more radio stations. And then eventually, I think I was the last salary I took was from the Z Group as their chief operating officer of their radio assets in Mumbai. And suddenly the Lehman Brothers crashed the party. Remember that, 2008? The markets crashed around the world. And I lost my job because my chairman, Mr. Subhash Goel, met me in the morning and he said, Mr. Banerji, we have to tune out of radio as of yesterday. We need to shut the division. So there I was setting up radio stations, startup guy, now specializing in shutting down radio stations. So in the next 6 months, what I did was set up, shut down radio stations. And my wife said, doesn't matter, come home, come back to Delhi. We'll see what we can do. There were not too many jobs available at that point in time at the level that I was. And so I started my own company called Soundboard Media Private Limited. Swimming against the tide because that was not the right time. to start something of your own. But we got into something very interesting because I had been incubating these ideas, and Shubhajit will tell you a lot more about retail. My idea was, let's take radio out of its ivory towers and make it available to small businesses to run them independently. For example, let's say Manipal has its own radio station. Why not? Right? So we came up with the technology, the hardware, the software, the automation, all of that, without any help from anyone. We go back before Spotify, okay? We are the pioneers of streaming audio in this country. We set up these radio stations, and we started with malls, giving malls their own radio station. So what happens is, if the baker, there's piped music playing, it's like air conditioning. Everyone likes the air conditioning. Music is like that. It's just piped music. It's playing. It makes you comfortable. But every now and then, let's say at 8:30 in the evening, the baker has got 8 pizzas which are going to get wasted. So he says, he goes on the radio and he gets somebody to announce it. The baker's giving you a 50% discount on the pizzas. Go to that place and you get your pizzas at 50%. So these ideas about how we can get revenue out of these sales and all of that started around that time. Maybe if we can decentralize radio and take it and make it available to retail, maybe there's a story there. And look at where it is now. It's now, many radio stations have got into the act. There are now public limited companies in that space. But yeah, pioneered that. But then in 2016, this is what happened. There's another idea that I had been incubating since 2007. But at that time, the price of data was so high that it was impossible to think that people would be into podcasts. But in 2016, Mota Bhai changed that. Mr. Mukesh Ambani, he came in and gave you Jio, right? And that decimated the price of data. Now everybody could afford the internet. I think most of you are born with the internet in your hands, right? But in 2016, he decimated the price of data and he made it available to everybody, which means now the Dhobi could also afford to have the internet in his hands. And so he would be, or she would be, able to consume content, which was not coming out of these silos of, media barons who were putting out their own narrative. And they used to use their media rags, their newspaper, as power tools. They beat governments around, they beat people around. And when the internet came in, it just said, hello. In fact, it was Rupert Murdoch who himself said that the day of the media baron is over with the internet coming in. And now every person is a content creator. You already are. So that was the time I felt that this is the time to take radio forward into its digital avatar and do podcasts, but in a completely different way. We call it a rodcast in place of a podcast, which basically is the P was keeling over. So we took a bamboo and held the P up. Because if you look at podcasts, Steve Jobs is dead. The iPod is dead. So the podcast comes from the word iPod. So Steve Jobs is dead. The iPod is dead. Apple really doesn't care about its podcast space. So really the space for podcasts were dying, and we said, we need to do something about this. And if it's going to be India, we got to do it on our own. And we came up with a term called rodcast, which is radio on demand, because that's what it really is. And the BBC and the Vikas Award loved it. So we were called to London when we started this podcast called the Biker Radio Rodcast. It's a podcast on motorcycling from India, celebrating her heroic riders, legendary mechanics, and iconic builders through stories told by members of the community, one legend at a time. Now, this podcast was called for a Shark Tank situation in London. There were 5 finalists from around the world. We competed, we came second. and 3,000 pounds in the pocket. And with that, we said that now I think this idea has got wheels. We'll go forward, and that's what I do. I'm in the podcast space. We're looking at all kinds of possibilities. We lined up about more than 100 verticals where all of these podcasts are not only viable, the most problem with podcasts today are that they are not monetizable because there's not a business plan to it. We've added a layer of business to it and hope this takes off. So this is the 100th episode that we did. Thankfully, we did it in video. I was pleased to find out that this gentleman, you know who he is? The Crown Prince of Udaipur, Lakshya Raj Singh Mewar. He is also, not only is a hotelier, he is also a biker. And listen to this interview. This is our 100th episode that came out a month or two back. Can we have the audio on this, please? Yeah? Sources might be wrong, but Australia?
Ji.
Down under?
Absolutely.
And what were we doing there?
The idea to go there and to do there was to be able to go and play some cricket here. But that never happened. लोगों ने पूछा कि you went to do hospitality, why didn't you go to America, why didn't you go to Switzerland? अब मैं उनको क्या बोलूँ? Now on your show, one can let the cat out of the bag.
Sure.
The idea was to go to a cricket playing country and not to a non-cricket playing country. अब ये किसको पता था कि that it's going to become a 25-hour day and an 8-day week here? So you're a cricketer. I am a cricketer. Yes.
Wow. So how different is an Australian onion from an Indian onion? Okay, forget it. So we asked him this question. Does an Australian onion, how is it different from an Indian onion? You know, did it make you weep? And he said yes. Anyway, what I was going to tell you about this gentleman is that he is a biker, he's a barista, he's a hotelier, he's, I think he's an ambassador of the Taj Group of Hotels. Amazing guy. I was so happy to chat up with him because I got to learn that he went to hotel school and we shared some anecdotes about that. But apart from that, the other thing that we do, and I'm very proud to tell you this, is that I felt that we need to do capacity building like we are doing here, creating the chefs and the hoteliers and the restaurateurs, and which the industry needs so desperately. Vikas spoke to you about that. We started this in the field of radio just about a month back. I'm very happy to present. We started this initiative called the Radio Club, and this is in Basant Vihar, Tagore International School in New Delhi. Oops. I think the audio is not coming through.
With professional grade cutting edge streaming audio gear, the Broadcast Club rods.
Can we start again?
Does your school have a radio club? Well, the Tagore International School, Vasant Vihar, New Delhi just got theirs. With professional grade cutting edge streaming audio gear, the Broadcast Club, ROD standing for Radio on Demand, is on air. Upskill your content creation apps. Tune in and connect to know more.
Now, one of the things that is similar between radio and hospitality is that we are both customer-facing people, which means that the most important thing for us, our God, if you may say so, is who? The guest, the customer, the audience. This is who is our highest deity. Everybody else is wrong. This is what is the mool mantra of both our spaces. This is not the Asian Development Bank. Anyone knows what this is? Oh, nice. Whoa. Alumni. Atiti Devo Devo Bhava. Right? There's a reason why it's in gold. You know? This is where the money is. This is a business. Yeah? And it is akin to know your customer, right? I don't know why Paytm asks me and ICICI asks me and every bank seems to ask me to fill in the KYC form. Damn it, it's know your customer, right? You should know me. I shouldn't be filling up the form. I want to do some stand-up in this space, but you know. This is bizarre. I've never ever heard the customer filling in, yes, I wake up at 6 in the morning. Yeah, I like my shoes polished. I like a chocolate cake. I like my turn down service to be at 6:30. This doesn't happen. These are seminal words. KYC, housekeeping will know better than me. Know your customer means know, right? Knowledge. What does that mean? Cognitive stuff, right? Research, more research, more research, and documentation, right? Knowledge is your only savior there. You have to know, and more importantly, who? Your customer, right? Your customer, if it's not your customer, is going to be somebody else's customer, right? And finally, he is the God, the customer. So know your customer is absolutely the mool mantra of the hospitality business or for any service business. Now, when we started here in Manipal in '88, I remember I had done a little bit of computers back in Jamshedpur because the Tata Steel used to hand out some ZX Spectrums for people to just get used to what a computer was. So we had it like a book at home, and we would play around on it. But, you know, we are absolutely digital immigrants. That's our generation. We did not have JPG, we did not have MP3s, we definitely didn't have PDFs, algorithms, or antivirus. The only antivirus we knew about was polio and BCG, right? But we had typewriters, we had telex, we had cyclostyles. Anyone knows what a cyclostyle machine is? Yay, I see one solitary hand. Wonderful. Yeah, Xerox machine of the past. It was a small printing press. You know, we used to have one here. We started a magazine called Set. Is it still here? Set is not there? Oh, we got to set that. Now I'm upset. So we got to, and maybe we can have a podcast called Set. Anyway, so we had the Set magazine, and we used to cyclostyle all the editions of it by hand, you know, print them out. We didn't even have tape recorders. I mean, we had tape recorders. Time, 2 more minutes? Woo! I've taken a lot of time. That's the first band of the college called Jago. And that's Amar. Then we have Sanjeev Sharda. I see Amar still. These pants are back in fashion, aren't they? And then you've got Mark Suting and Sushil. God bless their souls. They must be playing down the highway in hell. And, and that's me on the guitar. But for us, the internet was radio. This is how we got to know about the world. We didn't have the internet. We got to discover the world, the people, the languages, their music, their problems, their challenges, the wars. Everything we learned was through the radio. And here it is. Okay, give me 2 more minutes. Come on. We are going with artificial intelligence. We're going with quantum computing. And all of this digital revolution is happening at a warp speed. But ladies and gentlemen, borrowing a line from this movie, you are the first generation of students. You're the first generation of parents. We as humanity don't know what is going to happen, what you should study. This is a conundrum. First generation of humanity who doesn't know what the future is going to hold. What you are studying today, is it relevant tomorrow? No one can tell you that. Let's get the facts here. This is from Skill India's books. 35% BTech students, 30% MBAs, 60% ITI, and 75% of polytechnic students are unemployable. Not only unemployed, but unemployable. There is a reason for it. I hope you won't have that issue here. So smile a little, thankfully. This is a skill that is always going to be needed, but this is very important. This is what my entire speech is about this, is that college is essentially learning how to learn. You know, I was, a few years back, my eldest daughter, I was sending her to Pune, and she joined the Symbiosis School of Liberal Arts. And I was like, liberal arts? That sounded like hotel management back in '88. But anyway, a friend of mine, not a friend, actually family, he's a British guy, so he called me up and he said, Shandy, you know, seriously, this is the words that really I hung on to and stays with me. This college is all about learning how to learn. It's not just learning, that's the knowledge part of it. But learning how to learn, just pause on this thought, take this one line away, if you can, from this entire speech. Somebody is yawning, thank you. Is try and learn how to learn. Okay? It's not going to be tricky. Try and learn how to learn. Whatever you learn, try and learn how to learn. Just upskill yourself. Because that's the only way you will be ready for the future. If you don't know what the future is, you better know how to learn, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to upskill yourself. But I'll now make my departure. Thank you very much. But before I go, these are the areas that I am interested in. If any of you are interested in this space, you're more than welcome. These are a couple of podcasts that I am concentrating on in the F&B travel space. And the first one, two verticals in travel, is a B2B and a B2C podcast in the travel space. We have one on dining out. It's about new places, revamps, upgrades. It's about chefs, restaurateurs, interviews with them. We are thinking about a completely separate vertical on home chefs, because it's interesting, the kind of diversity that arena has brought up, you know, the heritage that is being conserved, the sustainability there, food as a profession, therapy, or giving. There are stories, and there are wonderful stories that can be brought out. And that's one area where we are concentrating. Next is mixology, which is bars, pubs, nightlife, mixologists, and recipes. And lastly, this is the one I like the most. Sorry we don't have any here, but whiskey, conversations over whiskey. So any of you, if you're interested at any point in time, please get in touch, look me up. If you want to intern on this, contribute with blogs in any way, we're more than happy to do this. That's the part where the alumni comes in. And I want to talk a little bit about the alumni, which is welcome to one of the finest networks that exist. This is a network that is really a net. It's your social security, right? You want a job, you want an upskill, you want to go somewhere, you want accommodation, you want food, you want whatever it is. The alumni is there. Thank you, Chef, very much for having us here. And each year you do this. We appreciate what you are doing. And the alumni is always there for you. So parents, breathe easy. I would like to thank Manipal, of course, but apart from thanking Manipal for all the fun and the heartbreaks that this place has brought me, welcome to the best years of your life. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
We appreciate your delightful message, sir, which perfectly resonates with the essence of today's event. Our new students will cherish your guidance through your own experiences from WGSHA and your wonderful life. I would just highlight few points from sir's talk today. So he started basically his career from the hotel industry and then moved on to become RJ in New Delhi. And sir's career clearly shows that though there were heartbreaks in between, there were good friends who always supported him and helped him to start his own company, which is the soundboard, which sir very well explained about to us, who were the pioneers actually to help a lot of other organizations have their voice heard. So by being able to give them access to radio stations and make their voice heard. So in this way, we come to know that your story definitely has taught the crowd today that however hard you fall, it is about how you pick yourself back up. So I would like to also tell that sir highlighted upon this one quote that learning how to learn should be your takeaway from his message. And dear students, know that WGSHA really teaches you not just what is there in the syllabus, but definitely all the lessons needed to just have a life like sirs. Thank you, sir, once again. Moving forward, I'm delighted to call our next faculty member, Dr. Narayan Prabhu, Academic Coordinator, BHM, to introduce our accomplished alumni speaker, Mr. Akshay Kulkarni, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome Mr. Akshay Kulkarni, distinguished alumnus from 5th course BHM program. Mr. Kulkarni started his career as a management trainee with ITC and furthered his education with an MBA from IMH Essex Cornell in 1996. Upon his return from US, he dedicated himself to training and development in India and Nepal and played a key role in establishing 2 hotel schools. In 2004, Mr. Kulkarni made a pioneering move in hospitality and real estate consulting, a relatively new concept which was known in India then. He successfully set up hospitality consulting and transaction businesses for Knight Frank and Cushman & Wakefield in India and across Asia. He was among the first to offer asset management services for hospitality assets owners in India. His extensive experience spans across Asia, Australia, China, Maldives, Japan, Europe, and Africa. Mr. Kulkarni's expertise covers operations, materials management, projects, F&B controls, real estate feasibility, operator selection, hospitality, guest experience, CRM, and hospitality development. Additionally, he has managed residential brokerage businesses across India and hospitality technology company across Asia. His broad skill set allows him to provide well-rounded perspectives and achieve successful outcomes in multi-stakeholder situations. With a huge round of applause, please welcome Mr. Akshay Kulkarni.
I love coming back to this place. They say so many things which are nice about me. Now can you hear me? It's amazing. It's been 30 years, he's still ragging me. So everything that Professor Prabhu said is actually not true. Or at least partially is not true. As Gunjan said earlier, when we come back to the alma mater, and the school starts to say these wonderful things about us. That's the only reason, Thiru, I come back. I'm here almost once a quarter, and every time I come back, I'm astonished at how many new things they find to say about me which are nice. And so as a reciprocal, every time I hear, I also say nice things about them. I can't see that far back, but if you guys at the last row can hear me, just raise your hand. Oh, lovely. Okay. Yeah. How many of you have seen the movie Uri? You know where this is going? On day 2, how's the Josh? How's the Josh? How's the Josh? Good snacks. So I'm not sure whether you're really interested in my story, right? But I'm still going to tell you. As you can imagine, my name is Akshay Kulkarni, which means I am from the middle-ish class Marathi family. So when I decided in a family of doctors and engineers to join hotel management, my grandfather decided to disown me. You're laughing, this is my story. Because when I was hoping to pursue a professional course in hotel management, my grandfather thought that joining a hotel management school and catering is the same. So he said, why do you want to go to a college, spend 3 years, spend so much money, and then do a catering business? He said, we know some people, just join them, life will be good, we'll save some money also. Of course, prior to that, there was another small setback. I had failed my 12th standard. And no, I didn't tell the college also. And this was on the back of my sister, who had come in the merit list in her 12th and had gotten admission to the BJ Medical College in Pune, which is considered to be like this amazing place to be in. So I said, yaar, life mein kuch karna chahiye. So in that 1 year that I didn't have anything to do, in those days there was a small computer company called Computer Point. If anybody in this room is feeling like they've never heard this name before, it's all right. It was before your time. So I went there and decided to do a data entry operator's job. Right? It did 2 things for me, which now in hindsight I think are brilliant. One, from a respectable Maharashtrian family, right, their only son, which in those days was important, today it is not, right, was doing data entry. I mean, their social standing was elevated. They were through the roof. Because as my grandmother would say, is there anybody here who understands Marathi? Okay. As my grandmother would say, computer मध्ये काहीतरी करतोय. which basically meant he was connected to computers, and so there was no question of talking about what his 12th result was and why he failed. Of course, he failed because he never attended the accounts class. But during that 1 year, it gave me two things, right? One was this sense of doing something and not drifting. And two, it gave me a sense of some discipline. I had to get up in the morning, I had to get ready, I had to go and sit in a chair and do something that somebody else believed was useful. And despite all the heartbreak, which I didn't have any, about failing 12th, right? I suddenly started to develop a sense of self-worth, which in your downtime or your bad time, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, is critical. So I passed through that year somehow. Of course, the job also gave me a third unsaid privilege, which was I was out of the house. I didn't have to talk to any family member, right? Because now I was doing a job, job. And in those days, doing a job was important. You had to be employed, not necessarily gainfully employed. You had to be seen as doing something really important. What you ended up doing was not really the key. So from there, I came to Manipal. When we came to Manipal, we drove from Pune. We went through these beautiful ghats, which took forever. We reached Manipal. My parents dropped me off. Of course, before that, I had come for the, final interview and whatever else. And it was funny that Shandy mentioned something about ties. Because I remember that I was staying at Valley View. I'd come for the final interview. And I suddenly realized at 7 a.m. on the day of the interview that I had no clue how to tie a tie. Right? Thankfully, I had somebody amongst the seniors who knew how to tie a tie. Maybe he was taught by Shandy, I don't know. But he saved my day. And trust me, since that day, I have not forgotten how to tie a tie. And just to keep remembering how to tie a tie, I'm still wearing one. So I came to Manipal, spent brilliant 3 years here, brilliant. And I cannot begin to tell you how critical these 3 years have been for the rest of my life. It is not because Professor Prabhu said nice things about me. It is true. I think that I probably learnt life in Manipal to the best possible teacher, which is Manipal. It taught me everything. It taught me transaction, it taught me emotion, it taught me knowledge. It gave me experience, it built lifelong relationships, which are key, by the way. And in today's transactional world, you may not value them much, but you will when you come to my age. I'm not that old. I have to keep saying that to myself every day in the mirror. And then after 3 years passed, like it was the dream for a whole lot of us, I became a management trainee with ITC Hotels. I suddenly thought I was God's gift to mankind. Well, Welcome Group Graduate School of Hotel Administration to ITC Management Training. I mean, you have no idea, guys. I had to buy patta for the whole floor. They don't, but they will. So, everybody in the family was thrilled. कि चलो बच्चा लाइन पे लग गया अभी. Little did they know. 3 months into the management trainee program, Mr. Kulkarni decided this was not my cup of tea. You know why? Because you have this wonderful subject called French, which I had failed. And everybody else that I had taught had passed. And when that result came, nobody said, nobody asked, nobody commented saying, "Yaar, are you okay?" You know the question they asked? How? अरे अगर हाउ पता होता तो होता ही नहीं ना. So, out of nowhere, God's gift to mankind had become the curse to mankind. So ITC said, boss, if you can't clear your subjects, you can't be a management trainee. So I said, okay, what to do? So I came here in October to give my backlog. And the then principal said, do you want to work? I said, are you kidding me? I may not want to work, but I just want to get out of home. Because there's so much grief there, right? Everyone's asking me how. How? नहीं हुआ है. जान ले लो बच्चे की. So he said, okay, let's try and figure out for you something for you to do. And the erstwhile God's gift to mankind was told to manage stores in Valley View. Right? Here was a ITC management trainee, stores at Valley View. You know how big the store was at that time? Maybe slightly bigger than that podium. I was just telling my dear friend Shubhojit yesterday that those 3 years, so the 3 years in Manipal from 90 to 93, and the next 3 years from 93 October to 96 August, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, no management trainee program would have ever taught me what those 2.5 years taught me. Because I had people around me who believed in me, who believed in my capability and who did not judge me for what had happened. And this message is key to the parents who are in this room. Right? Because we are in an official forum, I will control my language, or at least try. Right? But everybody who's sitting in this room knows that in life, things happen. Right? And I think Gunjan said this earlier as well. It is what you do with that period when things happen is what defines you. The one message there are going to be multiple. So every time I say one message, don't be happy कि अभी खत्म हो जाएगा, नहीं होगा. You have to remember that where you're standing now in your life, especially the new student community, this is the beginning of the rest of your life. You're all on the same starting line. There's one difference though. Some of you will be running the sprint. Some of you will be running the marathon. Some of you may be in the walkathon. It is a journey that you need to decide for yourself. Forget what the other guy is doing. If you start to believe that this is a journey and not a competition, your life is going to be more fun. Trust me. The minute you start to make it a competition between you and somebody else apart from you, you're going to bring home a bucket full of grief every day. Because there will always be someone who will be better than you at something. So earlier we saw Vikas. Fascinating story. Remember that all of us have a story. All of you will have a story. So I don't really care if you become the next Vikas Khanna or not. But I definitely want you to aspire to be the best you can be. You wake up every morning and you want to better yourself because you believe it. Over the next 3 years, you will have multiple 4 years in some cases. You'll have multiple conversations about how much fee has been paid, how much effort has been gone into you getting this admission, how much sacrifice has been made into getting you here, into how much it costs in that much money, the interest calculated, cumulative, this, that and the other. Bottom line, are you happy? I'm not saying ignore all that. All that is equally important. Don't discard the journey your parents have made to bring you here. Respect it. They have never given you the opportunity to feel like you're a burden. Don't work hard to become one. You're here because they have sacrificed. I don't want you to carry that baggage. I just want you to appreciate the sacrifice they have made. And today, I'm going to ask them to make the biggest sacrifice, which is to let you go. Because in their effort to love you, to protect you, to make life comfortable for you, they're going to stop your flight. From today, you're going to fly on your own. By the end of this, all parents and all kids are going to hate me, but so be it. So the message for the parents is very simple. Trust what you have done for the last 17 years of your life and let them go. And watch them achieve heights you've never dreamt of. Whatever the fee is, whatever the hostel ka kharcha is, whatever the flight tickets are, it's part of the game. You both chose to play it. For this side, which I'm seeing is largely students, I don't know how this discrimination has happened, but From today, you need to tell yourself that everything you do, there is only one person that is responsible for it. And that person is, look at yourself in the mirror and you will see who it is. No more will, I really studied hard, but the teacher gave a tough question. Not going to work. Something was out of syllabus. Not going to work. Because you're standing at the threshold of life. There is no syllabus in life. Every morning is a new challenge. And as Shandy said, if you've learned how to learn, you're good. Coming back to my story, anyone still interested? So from here, after having failed my French and coming back, I decided to go and do my master's in France. In those days, we had a French teacher called Mrs. Vidya Pratap. God bless her, she's the sweetest individual in this world. So when I told her, ma'am, I'm going to France for my master's, she was just polite. Otherwise, she would have asked, what are you smoking? But that's the reality. I went to France to do my master's. Nobody knows, or most people don't know why I went to France and didn't go to the US. Because I could afford only France and not the US. Right? But everybody was asking me the question, "Are you France जा रहे, French, तेरा कुछ अजीब रिश्ता है?" Thankfully, I graduated. So then I came back. That was the time when Hong Kong was being handed over to China. And I was supposed to actually get a job and work in Hong Kong. Because everyone said, boss, India वापस आएगा, salaries in India are not good, you spend so much money, there is the ROI. So I got a lovely job with a company, a consultant company called HOA in Hong Kong. Obviously, we were all thrilled. Parents were also thrilled कि अपने बेटे को फॉरेन में नौकरी मिली है. And then China happened. And they rejected my visa. So I said, okay. Maybe they knew my past. So I came back to India and I decided to work in the area of human resources because I said, yaar, revenue तो सब कुछ कर लेते हैं लोग. Let's focus on human capital, Fresh MBA, wanting to change the world. So I joined human resources with a company called Rahejas, which was a real estate company, which is still. And they used to have an hotels arm, which was run by a gentleman called Mr. Chopra, who is also the founder of Holiday Inn in India. So he had some interesting ideas. So we worked for a while. And then I got an offer to work in Nepal with Yakin Yeti. The only reason I took up that job was because it offered 1,000 Indian rupees more. And it gave me accommodation and food. So living in Mumbai versus living in Kathmandu, I took the choice to live in Kathmandu. And then, interestingly, one of my professors contacted me from MBA and said, we are setting up a hotel school in Delhi. Would you like to join? I said, yeah, hotel school again, you know, I'd spent 3 extra years in Manipal. Why would you want me to join? And then we embarked on a 4-year journey to set up 2 hotel schools, one in Gurgaon and one in Raichur, near Calcutta, with Oxford Brookes University. That 4-year journey was transformational. Till in about 2004, I woke up and I realized that I had at my command 400 young people who could do anything that I said they should. And that was scary. I also started to realize that while I was very happy being called professor, though I was not, according to AICTE standards. Yeah, because I don't have a PhD, right? So, my wife had a bigger problem with me being called a professor, because that suddenly made her feel very old. I also realized that if at 29 I was becoming a full-time professor, it was going to be difficult to spend the rest of my life as a professor. So I switched, or tried to switch, to corporate. In those days, hospitality consulting was just a new baby in the making. There were 2 others who had been doing it for a couple of years. And Knight Frank, I met the promoter in those days of Knight Frank, and he said, do you understand real estate? And I said, no. He said, do you understand hospitality? I said, I think so. He said, okay, let's try this for 1 year. We don't understand hospitality, you don't understand real estate. Let's see if it works. And I think that was the beginning of my consulting career. I'm still a consultant. From Knight Frank, I went to Cushman & Wakefield. From India, I went to Asia. Until Uncle COVID happened. So just before COVID, I was part of a company that was selling software to hospitality companies for guest services. And from flying in private aircrafts to meet Richard Branson for dinner, smoking the best cigars, drinking the best whiskey, overnight I was a nobody. I came back to India on the first Vande Bharat out of Singapore. And I started calling up all my friends to say, boss, naukri de do. And they all had a very standard response. With your experience and profile, boss, anybody will give you a job tomorrow, except me. So I spent 2 years. Prior to that, just before COVID had hit, I had set up 2 small companies. One was a homestay company called Here to Stay. And we grew from 2 listings to 2 lakh listings in about 3.5 months. And we believed we were the next Airbnb for India. Just when we were ready to go from B2B to B2C, COVID happened. And as COVID was easing out, we needed, I think, about 4 crore rupees to take it from B2B to B2C, which we didn't get. So we had to shut the company. Then I had also created a procurement platform specific to hospitality, which also we had to shut. after COVID. Of course, in between all of this happened, I had a spinal injury where the doctor said I would never walk again. I had a spinal surgery where the surgeon after the surgery said there's maybe a 5% that he will not be paralyzed below the waist. But those are minor technicalities. The fact that I'm here, I'm walking, and below the waist is all good. So, today, what do? Not much. Every 3 months, I call up Chef Thiru and say, I need a holiday, I'm coming to Manipal. So he says, okay, let me see what I can do. He plans some sessions. When I reach Manipal, I am suddenly given a schedule. It's no longer a holiday, it is 4 sessions of 2 hours in a day. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, Chef Thiru, where's the holiday? He said, come later. So today I'm involved in 4 hospitality projects which we are building. I work with different companies. We're building a small Fairfield in Ujjain. Anyone from Ujjain? I picked the city right. Now they'll never know whether I'm lying or not. We're doing a small homestay project outside of Nasik, which will be managed by Ama. We're doing an 80-room Oberoi in Thailand and a 150-room Trident in Thailand. And we're building 270 key Hyatt Regency, 4.5 lakh square foot mall and 1.5 lakh square foot office space in Nasik. So that I was hoping that applause will come later. But anyway, sorry? C'est bien. Shandy just asked me, how's my French? After 2 glasses of wine, it's even better. But the real messages that I'm hoping you'll take away, right? One, which I think is absolutely critical to believe and understand and appreciate, is that nothing is permanent. If you're down and out, it will change. Right? So, last semester, the previous semester, I did a session with the existing students. Right? And we titled it Aim for the Sky with Feet on the Ground. Because that, to me, that's what life has taught me. Right? There is no tax on dreaming. There is no framework. There is no word count. There is nothing. You can dream as big as you want, as much as you want. But you got to do something about that dream. It's not just going to materialize. So if you do have a dream that you want to work on, start now. And if you're going on that path to pursue your dream, remember you have to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. At least. Because you never know when the tire may get punctured, you may have to move to a plan B. Right? So you have to have a plan. And you have to have an alternative. So if nothing is permanent and you have to have multiple plans, and Shandy just said that we are heading to God knows where, right? We're little much to take on the second day of your program, no? Half of them are sitting there and wondering, ये कब बंद करेगा बकवास? The other half have already zoned out. So, as you embark on this journey, my friends, right, remember that nothing is permanent. You must have a plan in whatever you want to do. Right? Third important point that I want to make to you is, if you believe that what you're doing is going to take you to where you will be happy, do it. If people around you endorse you for it, great. But if they don't, it's still your life. As I said earlier, don't discard what this side of the room has done for you. But the only person who will be with you till the end of your time is you. So you got to be comfortable with you first, then the rest of the world. Right? And I think 3 people have said it so far, and I think there is just no alternative to that. Whether you want to be a little, or you want to remain a little dissatisfied, whether you want to have the fire burning, it's all there. Right? Does anyone know what the meaning of stoking the fire is? Anyone? Yes, no, definite, maybe. I have no clue what you're talking about. I am asleep. Don't wake me up. No? None of the above. Okay. So, if the fire is there, keep stoking it. Make sure it doesn't burn you out. Right? But unless that fire is there, you're not going anywhere. Unless you feel the need to take it to the next level, you're not going to go to the next level. I already see some faces blank. It's like, ये कहाँ आ गया हूँ मैं? मम्मा घर लेके चलो. लेकिन नहीं लेके जाने वाले घर. उन्होंने बहुत पैसे खर्च किए हैं तुमसे छुटकारा पाने के लिए. So make it count. For all those in this side of the room who were dying to be independent and let me lead my life and I want to do this and I'm so excited. Now, let's talk. Yeah? This is it. It starts today. For this side of the room, please don't send an SMS or a WhatsApp. बेटा खाना खाया? नहीं खाया. बेटा are they feeding you? No, they're not feeding. They're starving me. Let them solve their own problems. And if you're not sending them a WhatsApp and you're a compulsive WhatsApper, don't send him a WhatsApp, please. Has my son eaten? No, I don't know. Why is my son sounding so down? Ask him. And if he's not telling you, you know what? Tough. So this 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, is as tough a journey for them as it is for you. If you want them to succeed, let them go. As Shandy said, the alumni network is a huge net. Right? This is the transition that is beginning from you being the net to us being the net. But in order for you to test that net, somebody's got to fall. And it's okay. They'll get up. They'll bounce back. Because you, us, them, the faculty, the team, Chef Thiru, the world, we're all here. Not going anywhere. But for them to reach out and ask for help is the beginning of their learning. Right now, they have never asked for their help. So far, they've just passed on the responsibility to you. Hai? Things not going so well. Yeah, mom, just deal with that. Yeah, please. Yeah. Hai ki nahi? And who's put them into the habit? You and me. Mom and Dad, I'm feeling really bored. Yeah, I mean, Achha, you're feeling bored? Don't worry, beta. Let's go on a holiday. Why don't you go to the play area? Why don't you do this? And let them get bored. Yeah, they'll find a solution. How many parents here have been told in the past that it is fantastic for children to get bored? No one? It's amazing. Bored children are the most creative children. Some are extra creative. But that's okay. It's a chance worth taking. So the next time this gang here turns around and calls one of you and says, do this for me, what is going to be the answer? Sorry beta, ab to kar lo aap. So, nothing is permanent, right? Have a plan. It's a journey, enjoy it. Decide what you want to do it yourself. Focus on what you want, don't worry about what the rest of the world is doing. God bless, all the best, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for the delightful message. We extend our sincere gratitude to your thoughtful address. With your humorous approach, you highlighted the importance of discipline and developing a sense of self. Your story is a testament of how every setback is equal to a lesson learned. Learn and grow with everything you face, and how you take up your life as a journey, and how we shape our own future. Your message to parents to let go of their children so that they can take their own flights is greatly appreciated. and we are sure you are a God gift to the mankind. Thank you for your motivational address. Okay. With the word, nothing is permanent, change, and the change is the only constant, I will move forward. Next, I am honored to invite our faculty member, Mr. Ratnadeep Bhattacharya, Head of the Department, Front Office, to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Shibabrata Pakrashi. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ratna. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to introduce our next alumni speaker, Mr. Shibabrata Pakrashi. Mr. Pakrashi is Vice President, Leasing and Operations at Omex Limited and is WGSHA alumnus of 5th course BHM. Mr. Pakrashi completed his schooling in Kurseong and Kolkata and alumnus of class of 93. WGSHA, he has over 30 years experience in the service industry, mainly hotel, retail and mall operations. He has worked and led brands in operations and lease management like GKV Optical, which is also known as Junction Mall at Durgapur, P&M High Tech City Center at Jamshedpur, Urban Square Mall Udaipur, and currently he leads leasing and mall operations for Omex Limited. Shubhajit has been recognized and rewarded on multiple occasions like India's 25 most influential retail professional by Asia Retail Congress, India's 50 most influential mall personality by Asia Retail Congress, and 2023 Leasing Face of the Year by Images Shopping Center. He is regularly invited to speak at national and international forums on mall operations and management. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Mr. Shibabrata Pakrashi.
I had to do this. I was wanting to do this for a long, long time. This is okay? Okay. Wow. You had listened to some very good speakers ahead of me. Gunjan, Akshay, Shandy, they have been wonderfully well telling you how life goes on and how life is all about. Before I start off, thank you, Chef Thiru, for calling me, inviting me. It's after 33 years I've stepped into this campus. So because of you, I've come back to see so many changes, so many new things. I can't tell you how proud I am today standing out here. And thanks to ball bearers, or whatever you say, for taking the flag on of this institution, great institution. And you're keeping the torch flying, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you to you and your faculty members. And I see my old teachers out here, Mrs. Srilata Rao and Mrs. Vidya. It is so nostalgic seeing you all back here again. And, bring back so many memories. And I would like to apologize to you on behalf of my batchmates for being a naughty batch. So, and I'm a little emotional today. Primarily being a Bengali, I've been introduced by a Bengali. So thank you. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the greatest institutions of this world, I would tell you. My student mates, parents, teachers, thank you for choosing this institute to be part of your life. You don't know what this institute will get back to you. You have already heard stories of what this institution has done for all of us. I also would like to contribute a small part of my story. It's very insignificant and very small, but this institute has made me what I am today. Thank you, WGSHA. Just to start off, My initiation into the hotel industry happened way back, I think in 1982, 84, that time. My father was working in Bhutan, and there was this a hotel called Hotel Druk run by ITC Welcome Group in Funchiling. So we were staying in this small town called Funchiling, and we used to go for dinner and family meets into this because that was the only five-star hotel there. And I met a gentleman called Mr. Pradeep Saraf, who was the F&B manager of the hotel then. And I used to be mightily impressed by the way he used to wear a suit and the tie and the white coat, and the way he used to handle the cutlery and the plates and the things like that. That inspired me to come into this hotel industry. So when I was in class 8, I had made up my mind to come into the hotel industry. And thankfully, when I came into the hotel industry, unlike Akshay, my grandfather had already died, my grandmother had already died, so I had no one to tell me, kya karne wala hai tu, you know. So I happily walked into the hotel industry, and I would like to thank my parents for that, who understood that this industry is the future industry, it is the sunrise industry. So I sat for the exam, I passed the written test, and I was invited for the interview here at Valley View. And I still remember that day, Mr. Sundar Prasad, who was our principal that time, and other faculty members, there was a personal interview round in one of the rooms of Valley View. And I walked in, and they made me sit, and a few questions were asked. Then Mr. Prasad asked me, why do you want to join this industry? And by accident, the answer I gave out, because I find it glamorous. And coincidentally, at that moment, one of the stewards of Valley View walked in with a flask of tea, and on a tray, a flask of tea and saucer and cup to serve tea to Mr. Prasad. And Mr. Prasad asked me, do you find this glamorous? I didn't have an answer that time. But 3 years later, I realized, yes, this is the most glamorous industry by what you do. So here starts the story. I was selected, I came in, and the first person I met in my batch was Mr. Akshay Kulkarni, and he's upset my life from that year onwards. And I'm still upset with him. And then I had to face, on the same day, people like Mr. Shendu Banerji, who are our super seniors, standing tall like this, So you joined today, you're a freshie. I said, yes, I'm a freshie. And they did make me do some activities, from which I got a nickname called Bofors. So in my entire career in the hotel industry till now, I'm known as Bofors. And I'm not going to tell you the story why I was called Bofors. So to cut a long story short, yes, life started. And the first training I was sent off to do was at Taj Bengal in Calcutta at the Chinese restaurant called Chinnusari. Anybody from Calcutta out here, east? Okay, so you would be aware of Taj Bengal and Chinnusari. And I started my training in production for 6 weeks. And this is where the story turned. So when I walked in the first day in the training manager's room, all suited, booted, and white, the first thing he said, when I introduced myself, I said, I am from ITC Welcome Group Manipal, white collar. In a Taj hotel, I was saying I'm from ITC Welcome Group. So this lady manager, Ms. Mishra, I still remember her, she looked at me with a smirk. She said, welcome to our world. And I was very happy. I'm going to be at Taj, white coat, white shirt, blazer and all. So the lady told me, we have got a special uniform waiting for you. Why didn't you go and change in that? I thought it was going to be another blazer, another tie, another coat. So when I walked into this room where I was being oriented, I was given a overall to wear, green color I remember, which had a lot of pockets in it. I'm sure Gunjan will identify with that kind of uniform. And I was given a broom in my hand. So I asked, what is this for? She said, you're from ITC Welcome Group, right? I said, yes, I'm from ITC Welcome Group. So he said, this gentleman will take you down to the staff toilet and the garbage room. You're going to be placed out there for 1 month, and you'll be cleaning staff toilet and the wet garbage room. And I could hear a song in both of my ears, Golmaal hai bhai sab golmaal hai. And I was, with the song came the fees that I had paid and the expectation I had out of life. And my world, for 5 minutes, my world was over. But I didn't have a choice, I had to go. Ladies and gentlemen and my dear parents, that 1 month working in a wet garbage room and cleaning staff toilet changed the perspective of my life. As our Vice Chancellor had said earlier, I understood the meaning of the word humility. I understood the meaning of the word respect. I understood there's nothing called ego in this life. And I understood कि कोई काम छोटा नहीं होता है. कोई काम छोटा नहीं होता. My life changed. I became more serious. I came back to the college and I became more serious. The more serious I became, I realized I couldn't pass French just like him. But anyway, so we passed out in '93, and that time the hotel industry was going through a very bad recession. But somehow I got a job. People from Calcutta will know there's a 5-star hotel called Hotel Hindustan. I joined there as a lobby manager on a salary of 1,200 rupees only. And I used to work 36 hours, 72 hours, you know. Salary was very bad at that time because of the recession. The hotel industry was not coming up. So I took a decision. I had to take a decision because I was not happy with the remuneration I was getting and the kind of output that I was giving. Thankfully, that time, another revolution in India was taking place because of liberalization and economic reforms. The retail industry. And the retail industry that time was in dire need of people who understood what service industry is all about. And I got a chance to join as a showroom manager with a company called GKB Opticals. That time, it just had 2 showrooms in Calcutta. So I joined as a showroom manager. I started selling spectacles, what you wear, to patients and people. But that journey also changed a lot of things in my career. I was with GKB Opticals for 11 years. And because of the education that WGSHA had imparted to me, or the industry that I belonged to, where I was taught that koi kaam chota nahi hota hai, I could impart service standards to this organization. An organization where the showroom at that period of time, could you imagine, the showroom used to close between 1 and 3 p.m. because of lunchtime. People would eat their lunch, especially Bengalis, dal, bhat and machli, and sleep for 2 hours, and then open the showroom again at 4 o'clock. And if you want to teach them anything, the union would come in and shut down the store. So these were the challenges. So my director one day called me. So you're from the hotel industry? I said, yes, sir. You understand service? Yes, sir. So the main 2 challenges I'm giving you today is the one, that showroom needs to open 12 hours. There's no shutting for lunch. And we are going to work 7 days a week. So that was a big challenge for me. And thankfully, because of my background and education of what this hotel industry had taught me, within 1 month, I could open the showroom for 7 days a week. I made sure there was no lunch breaks, lunch break closings of the showroom, and there was no more union activities in the organization. And that's how my career started in retail. And then during that period, for 11 years, from 2 showrooms, I made 72 showrooms span India. I was living out of a suitcase, you know, living out of a suitcase, coming back by one flight in the morning and leaving by another flight in the evening. So that's how life was. And then I graduated into the mall industry. I'm still in the mall industry. But just to cut the long story short, this industry, the service industry, or the people who work or graduate out of the service industry are like the special forces of the Indian Army or the army, because we are taught to do anything under any situation. We are the firefighters of this industry. Today, if you look at the opportunities this industry gives, it's just not hotel, restaurant, entrepreneurship. The top hoteliers run the best malls of India. The top hoteliers run the best multiplex chains of India. The top hoteliers run the best corporate services of India. The top hoteliers handle the residential properties of India. So it's just not an opportunity limited to the hotel industry. The moment you step into the service industry, it opens the floodgates for you. As I said, we are the special forces of this industry. We can go anywhere under any situation and take care of any damn situation that's happening out of there and come out successful. Because you will be taught and make to understand that koi kaam chota nahi hota. When you're in this industry, and you know, when I started working in the mall industry, I realized what what WGSHA had given me. I had become an engineer because I knew more about the AC system than the engineers who were handling in the mall. I was a housekeeper because I knew more about housekeeping than what the facility management companies were giving to the company. I became a lawyer because I was making agreements for the organization. I understood. I became what do I say? An ROI expert. So this industry makes you a master of all trades. Jack, I won't say, but master of all trades. So when you pass out from here, you will understand the value of education that this industry and WGSHA gives it to you. When you pass out throughout your journey, you will realize humility is everything. There's nothing called ego. This industry will teach you so much of humility that at home you can be a 5-star person, but when you're out on the streets, you can even sit with the poorest beggar on the street and share his meal with him. Trust me, this is what this industry will teach you. And I don't want to carry on much on from here. We'll cut it a little short. Remember, you're the firefighters, you're the flag bearers, and I wish you all the best. Again, I would say the same thing to the parents. Let your child grow. Let your child go. Just leave his hand. He will come back to hold your hand in 3 to 4 years' time. Trust me. This institute brings out the best of the human beings and the best of the doers. Students, my fellow college mates, I would say now, dream big. They have a very funny way of coming true. They have a very funny way of coming true. And when you dream big, be dedicated to the dream. Nothing will stop you. When you pass out, it's just not the hotel industry is waiting for you. There's a retail industry, there's a mall industry, there's a facility management industry, there is the soft corporate industry. Everybody is waiting to hug you into this industry. And as I said, this alumni is very strong. You'll find us everywhere. Just knock on us. We are there for you 24 hours. So I'll cut it out here. And thank you once again for, my dear parents, thank you once again for placing your ward in our safest of the hands. And we promise you that you will be proud parents 3 to 4 years from now on if you let them go. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
May we continue to learn and grow, drawing inspiration from Mr. Pakrashi's insights. Some of the insights that we got from Mr. Pakrashi's talk today: the understanding of the word glamour is different for everyone. Beauty and value lies in the eyes of the beholder. Also, he mentioned that always have dignity and pride for any work or any task. A task, no matter how big or small, is not insignificant. And when you start your career, you may definitely not that all would reach or all would start with the top institution. So wherever and whichever place you start with, take this important message and have pride in what you do. So your story has taught us that being hospitable is not a task, but it is a way of life. You also described how skills honed in the hospitality industry are not restricted to the service industry alone, but it is also universal. Thank you once again, sir. Now hand over to Mr. Ratheen.
So it's time. You all know for what. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, before we transition to the next delightful phase of our program, we invite you to indulge in a sumptuous lunch prepared with care and culinary expertise by the faculty and students team of WGSHA. The savory spread promises to tantalize your taste buds with a delightful array of flavors and textures, ensuring a memorable dining experience. We will resume back at 3:20 p.m. for the post-lunch session featuring felicitation of dignitaries, faculty introduction, followed by an exciting cultural program. We warmly invite parents to join us for this session and we look forward to your presence. Lunch will be served at the porch of WGSHA main building. We have arranged buses to transport you to the main building for your convenience. We encourage all students to take a pleasant walk to the institution while transportation is available for the parents. Please explore. Okay. Please ensure, 1 minute, we are not finished yet. Please ensure to have your lunch coupons ready as you arrive at the venue for the lunch. As a gentle reminder, ongoing examinations are taking place on the premises, so we kindly ask everyone to maintain decorum throughout the day. Enjoy your meal. Bon appetit. Thank you.
particular